to the next episode of the Backstory on Marketing and AI. And if you haven't already done so, please visit ProRelevant.com and sign up for all of these episodes and podcasts. I am the author of the upcoming book, The AI Marketing Machine, and you can find more information about that at marketingmachine.prorelevant.com. Today, I'm interviewing Samir Narkar, and he is the founder and CEO of Konnect Insights. And he has built a bootstrap SaaS company valued at about $100 million that's transforming how enterprises manage customer interactions across 35 countries, 35 or more countries. His platform is trusted by over 400 global brands, empowering businesses to unify omnichannel customer experiences while leveraging proprietary AI to enhance productivity and minimize costs. Given your audience's interests in AI-driven marketing strategies, Samir's insights would deeply resonate with everyone that we've got here on the call. So, Samir, welcome. So good to have you.
Hey, thanks, Guy. Thanks for having me here.
Oh, absolutely. So, Samir, so tell us your backstory on marketing and AI.
Well, Konnect Insights, our company, we are about 10 years old in the market. It's a product, we call it as an omni-channel customer experience. There are two ways of looking at our solution. One that is used by the marketing team for marketing insights, and the other one is by the customer experience team to engage with the customers and work on the workflows. So my background on marketing, if you have to ask me a very specific question, well, I didn't come from the marketing background. I was happy doing software for the finance domain. I worked on maybe derivatives, equities, mutual funds market. Was a software programmer, nothing more than that. But when I started this company, of course, we started developing a product which was for the marketing team and the customer care team as well. But for the marketing team, it was about fetching marketing insights across the internet. So we would crawl the entire web, give you insights on, what is your brand perception, how you fare against the competition, what is your sentiment, what different product aspects people talk. So it was a tech product into the marketing domain. And that's the background. Then I got the opportunity to work with leading CMOs first to start from India, where we started, and then globally speaking, we have many enterprise customers. So got the opportunity of speaking with the experts in the industry, and that's where we learn, on the field. So yeah, that's my background as far as marketing is concerned.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it's funny how we all get involved in marketing. My background is a little bit similar to that. I was product management and engineering way before that, and then all of a sudden now I'm in product marketing as technology evolves and stuff like that. So you're crawling the internet, and it sounds like what you're doing is social listening and then competitive benchmarking and sentiment analysis. Tell a little bit about how all of that gets connected.
Yeah. Uh, so when we started small with just fetching social media data. Of course, the APIs back then were free, so fetch the APIs, make sense out of that data. Everybody loves those kind of insights. But then we started crawling the web, of course, everything that is publicly and legally available data. And today, of course, when you look at the AI platforms, of course, I'm a big fan of perplexity, and the world is changing towards getting answers to your questions more than crawling through the web and going through those blue links and finding information on your own. Back then, when social listening was there, we used to do that for brand. It is in a way a small world of the world that matters to the marketers and to the brand, which gives you very deep insights. And talking of AI today, of course, we do all those advanced stuff to get insights where you ask questions and get answers. Social listening really started back in 2014 or so. Our company started in 2016. Interesting times because everybody wanted to know, what's happening on social. It was very public out there back then. Even your Facebook data, you could fetch, but slowly it became private, and just few sites like Twitter remained public, and the blogs, forums, news, consumer forums, review sites, those kind of public data was available, and hence the products that were like us started in social listening. We also pivoted a bit onto the customer experience side of things because then private data was available if you authenticate the channels, and also make your products for the customer care team. So that's the journey for most solutions in our space, where they maybe initially thought that marketing was a big opportunity in social listening, but then eventually customer experience and the omni-channel customer experience became big. So we are still equally good, but just the world of social listening is changing a bit, where social data is not all that public like it was earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's good news and bad news, certainly for PII and things like that.
Yeah.
It's you would expect to kind of get contracted over time. And I think even LinkedIn has started to limit some of the abilities to download some of their stuff. So now you've built I guess, I don't know what you'd call it, but a proprietary AI
Right.
that I guess bolts on and is fully integrated with all of that data that you've got. And so, how does that stand out versus just using OpenAI?
Yeah, I mean, see, OpenAI with OpenAI and just passing data to OpenAI via APIs, it's not a very scalable model. If you really have to build a scalable model and at the same time build a very secured model, then you have to have your own proprietary AI. Meaning not really develop everything on your own. There are of course open source models. There are models like Llama, or even Google has recently launched Gamma. So we make use of those models, but at the end of the day, your data never goes out of our system. As an end customer, you could be a large bank, or a telecom company, and you have trusted us to have your data secured. And if we use OpenAI or third-party AI to bring you the AI features in our platform, then at some stage we are compromising the data. I think as we move along, we are happy with features, and everything that AI does. The security aspect is going to be big in say 2026 or 2027. So platforms like us, which are into marketing insights or even customer experience, they have to be mindful of the fact that yes, we have to build all the advanced features, but more importantly, we also have to offer the top-notch security so that the data is not compromised. Now, having said that, if we don't use OpenAI, are we missing out on any features? In fact, no. In fact, we are offering a lot more features that we can offer with those models that we have implemented. It will take time because today, if I have to launch a new feature in my platform, if I use OpenAI, it's very fast for me to ship those solutions. But if I use my own proprietary AI, I have to invest on my own GPUs on AWS, have those NVIDIA servers and all. So it takes time, and then you have to test it out. You have to test out not only for feature but also for the performance. So those things are happening right now. We have already launched a lot of AI features such as AI Assist, and automated sentiment and classification and severity, and everything to do with your insights, dashboards, auto summary, everything that has been launched. But going forward, we are building something uh, where we believe that platforms like us uh, can be like Perplexity. In fact, more valuable because it's giving you your data. It's the AI of your world, not the AI for the world, uh, for the brands. So that's where we are working, and we believe that because we own the entire data, own as in we crawl the web. So if I'm a brand, if I'm say let's say Kia Motors, or I'm McDonald's or Domino's, everything about that brand, whether it's public data or whether it's authenticated private data, that's with us. And on top of that, if we run AI, then we give you all, advanced insights that you can think of a platform like OpenAI or Perplexity will give for the entire web. So that's the value we really bring now with the whole marketing insight space.
So are you providing in market insights with the AI, or are you providing more customer experience insights? And how does that work, especially now when you go from what used to be, I don't know what you'd call it, maybe multi-channel, and now it's omni-channel. How do you see brands approaching that today?
Yeah, I mean, both. So those AI features are available on marketing side of things as well as customer care side of things. And that multi-channel and omni-channel, to simply put, the way we look at it is, at the end of the day, it's one customer talking to one brand. And the whole complexity is because there are so many channels from where they can come in. They can come on social like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. They can come on, Google Business Reviews, sites like Trustpilot, Quora. They can come on app reviews, uh, things like say WeChat, Line, Viber. You go to different geographies and there are different channels. Uh, the way we look at it is, if there was only one channel through which a brand and a customer can communicate, then that would have been an ideal world and people like us would not exist. So our job is to ensure that no matter how many channels the customer is coming from, can you give that one channel experience? As if, there's a contract between a customer and the brand saying that just come on this channel, I'll serve you within 5-10 minutes, and you'll get the best output. The customer would love to come on that channel all the time, right? Including your emails, calls, chats. So our objective is to get all these channels, all the non-voice, voice, email, chat, and give a one channel experience to the brand. Uh, and how is that possible? When I look at one customer insights, I want everything that AI can summarize for me, the next best actions that AI can give to me. It can suggest if there is a churn or there is a sales opportunity. Uh, do it at one customer level and do it at the entire audience level as well, right? So when I look at data from one customer point of view, then that's my customer care. If I look at from the entire audience point of view, those are marketing insights for me. And if I can compare that with my competition, and ask AI all those kind of questions and get answers, that those are real meaningful insights that today AI can offer. And the power of AI is available to everyone, but it really makes sense when you have all the data sources with you. That's where that power of AI really comes into picture.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. And it's always about the data. The AI is kind of the intelligence of certainly, and managed intelligence because it's the human that's asking the questions, and having the AI and the LLM do its thing to analyze the data. Now, one thing though that's kind of difficult, I would imagine, is in the U.S. there's so much data. So if I go to Facebook, there's tons of data. If I go to
Yeah.
Twitter, there's tons of data. But if I needed something, let's say for a smaller country, and I don't know what small might be, but Singapore or Malaysia or something like that, the amount of posts and the amount of stuff going on is going to be significantly less. And I don't know if that affects, even countries like UAE and Brazil. How do you see what you're doing being affected by the size of the company or the other kind of nuances of the international markets?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So see, we work in all these markets. So in different markets, there are different platforms that are significant. Like if you talk about Middle East, then in places like Saudi, Twitter is huge. In fact, we have certain customers who get more tweets and DMs than any other brand. And if I compare 10 largest brands in some parts of the world versus that one brand gets more tweets and DMs, I mean, so in that country, definitely Twitter is very predominant. For a country like Egypt, Facebook is very huge. For UAE, it's Instagram that's huge. If you look at Southeast Asia countries, then there are very different channels. And WeChat is big, or you have Viber, Line that matters the most. As far as we are concerned, we ensure that we'll just give you all the data that is possible. If it's publicly available, yes. If you authenticate your channels, private data, yes. Uh, and we just get the data. Now, depending on region to region, the marketing insights may change. If the data is not very large, uh, then your use cases may not be a lot more on competitive insights or marketing intelligence. It'll be more on let's look at the customer care side of things, right? So it differs definitely, and the way we look at it is our product fits every single customer facing brand. So it's more likely to be used by B2C brands, and we have identified about 26 industries in which we can work. And in each of those industries, we want to go very deep. Like sort of say banking or financial services, airlines, airports, fintech, retail, FMCG, QSR, telecom, mobile phones. So these are the categories in which we sell our product. So there could be a huge use case of marketing as well as customer care, but then region wise, sometimes it differs. Marketing insights is not so big, as you rightly pointed out. The data may not be large. So yeah.
Yeah, and so does that. So one of the questions that I don't know kind of comes out of that is, how do you validate your results and your insights? So for a larger country, like the U.S. or like you were saying with Saudi Arabia and Twitter, but so for a smaller country, how do you validate the results to make sure that they are, really robust and something that a marketer can make sound, tactical and strategic decisions on?
Yeah, yeah. No, no, great point. So what we also do is we also create some benchmark reports, which are industry wise, and they are available on our website also, because this is fetched from publicly available data. So beyond the customers that we have, we also do some insights. So the way we look at it is let's look at LinkedIn as a platform. If you go to LinkedIn, and if LinkedIn publishes some reports saying that today the average salary of CMO in US is $1 million, $X million, let's say, then we will trust LinkedIn because LinkedIn has that kind of data, right? So similarly, what we try to do is we create some benchmark reports saying that if you are in an automobile industry in a certain country or a region, then you can expect certain volumes, and you would expect that the sentiment or your sentiment score would be certain percentage, or your first level responses are certain percentage. So we do that because uh, as a CMO, I may get reports about my brand, but how do I validate that against the market, whether I am doing better or I'm below par? I can only do that if I have a benchmarking report. And we started doing this with a report that was inside our solution, which was a benchmarking report against what the brand is doing. But we just made it publicly available on the website, where you can just go select the industry, and you'll get wonderful reports, that gives you insights on what's really happening in different kinds of industries. Now, whether we have done this across geographies, so the answer is no. Maybe we have just done it for about, say, 3 continents right now. But the whole idea is, just expand that to more and more regions, so that I can also validate my numbers against the industry and industry standards.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think, based on what you're talking about, that's kind of what I really like is that you're not just looking at my own data, you're looking at your data, benchmarking it against the competition. And
Yeah.
and I think that's how you really, it sounds like, add value. And that's then where the AI piece, and being able to summarize that into something
Yeah.
across the whole category really makes sense. So do you have a real world example that you can share?
Yeah. I mean, well, I'll avoid taking any brand name. We'll speak in the space
Sure.
of category. So today, we have about say 28 automobile brands already using our solution. They could be from different regions. And the way they use our marketing insights is they'll put the public keywords, basically keywords in a Boolean query that will ensure that the publicly available data comes in. So your query could be, a combination of and, or, not, nearby, all that stuff. You would also go ahead and create some kind of categories, define the categories, saying that the conversations are around, say, fuel related or some model related categories, and the AI will auto classify those conversations. Sometimes it requires training, sometimes, without training also that can be done. And you just get started. So publicly available data will come from all the platforms. So every platform, there is some component of public data. For example, Twitter, everything is public except your DMs. Facebook, everything on pages is public. Instagram, everything with hashtag is public. So on and so forth. YouTube, in case of LinkedIn, nothing is public apart from your company pages. And then you have the entire web of blogs, forums, news, consumer forums, review sites. So you fetch all that data, and different kinds of insights are presented. Like what is my share of voice? What is my overall sentiment of how I fare against the competition? You can also get their replies on public platform and maybe make sense out of that. Like what is the first level response? How much time they take to reply to the first query, and those kind of insights you get. You get category analysis, and then that publicly available data is available as dashboards. Today, dashboards in a platform can be created just by query, by prompts. AI allows you to do that. You can create custom charts again with different kind of queries. So if you're using our application, you can do a lot of things. But if you're just going to our benchmark report and looking at the insights, we have given some charts through which you can uh, make sense out of your own data against the industry standards. So the example that I gave you for automobiles is something that you can do for various kind of industries. Like could be banks, could be financial services, could be airlines, could be automobiles, could be airports, FMCG, retail. So you name any given industry, and this kind of insights is something that everybody does it. If you're a brand, you need this kind of insights, right? Yeah. So that's one real life example.
Hmm.
Within the platform, you can of course do a lot many things.
Yeah. So just curious. So on social media, you kind of have two or three types of posts. You've got the admin
Uh,
posts where it's the brand posting, and then you get some response, hopefully some user generated content off of that. Then you have kind of the social listening, which is filtered so that you don't have any of those admin posts in there, or hopefully not.
yeah.
And then the other side of the coin is you also have the the problem that those people that have a negative experience quite often are more
Yeah.
boisterous and and willing to express their concerns versus those that
Yeah.
have a positive experience.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
so, how do you weigh and judge those kind of dimensions when you're putting your insights together?
Yeah. I mean, see, if I'm happy, if something works really well for me, why will I go on social media and write about it, right? So, what really happens is, see, if there is a negative experience, I'll go on social media and write definitely, no doubt about that. But then brands are also smart. What they do is they trigger certain campaigns, and those campaigns generate some kind of positive responses, or they push the customers to rate them on certain platforms. Maybe a Google business reviews gets a lot of positive responses, or your app reviews also get some positive responses. So you don't really have to worry about the negative ones. If there is something wrong, then you obviously get all the feedback. But for positive feedback, you really have to work on some campaigns or push some kind of notification so that they give you feedback. Uh, And there also AI plays a role because see, if there are negative responses, then you have to reply back. If there is someone who is just praising you, you don't really reply back. But that's also necessary because anybody who is a fan of yours can actually become a brand advocate or become a brand evangelist. So if you can use some kind of AI to auto respond to the positive responses, those people are going to go ahead and then amplify your voice. So again, AI plays a role over there. We have different kinds of automations that you can set that if it's a really positive reply, then randomize some replies and, use AI on top of it, understand the intent based on that reply. So automation is available irrespective whether it's a public, whether it's a positive response or whether it's a negative response. But brands, handle that carefully because if there is a sensitive, query, you don't really want automation to work on it. So depending on platform to platform, they do it. But definitely, we recommend highly that if there are positive responses coming, uh, just don't let it go. Let AI respond to it and then amplify that conversation.
Mm,
Because the way it is looked as, see, let's say I walk into any showroom to buy a car for some instance, and I get very happy response and I post about it or take a selfie and post it on my Instagram. Then I may not be influencers. I may have just 500 friends, but I'll influence those 500 friends. That this person really had a very positive response when he went to this showroom to buy a car. And out of those 500, if two are considering buying the car, they'll obviously listen to me more than any brand ambassador. So that's the power of social. And what many brands also do is that they use something called as a UGC or a user generated content dashboards, where let's say if I'm a hospitality brand and I really had a great experience, my family was taken care of, I take a pic in that resort, I post it on my Instagram. There are some kind of automations that work that say that, hey, you were here, thank you for being here, can we use this content and put it onto our dashboard? If I give an approval, they automatically go to their dashboards, and that's how the voice is amplified. So there are many means through which positive conversations do come on social media, but the brands need to be really smart how to use them so that the voice is heard. And if I'm a happy customer, then I'll definitely influence my friends and my connections more than what the brand ambassador can do. So that's the real value of social.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, well, fantastic. I don't, it's funny. I've got, a handful of other questions but unfortunately, we're a little bit out of time, but I do have one last question for you, and that's kind of what advice would you give a new marketer entering into marketing today and seeing themselves almost as competing against AI? Any thoughts or anything that any advice you could give?
Well, if I were to give any advice to the marketers or anyone trying to build any kind of solution around marketing, then we definitely have to look at the bright side of things because AI really empowers us to do so many things that otherwise wouldn't be possible. Uh, the challenge really is not the fact that the AI is there. The challenge really is how can we learn so fast, and there's so many things to learn. uh, I have seen people who come with no coding experience building products today, uh, and making very solid products. And some posts I see people say that I made 5 million in a year. I have no experience of building products, so they're building some kind of solutions. I'm a big fan of the marketing automations tools like N10, that allows us to do so many things. So definitely, I think we should be more excited than be worried about, what AI is offering, because things are moving fast, but they're moving in the right direction. The challenge only is how we keep ourselves updated. And along with that, so it's important that if you're even a small startup, have that community within your organization where The ideas are not coming only from the top leadership, but from every single individual, because the intern that you hire may be much more solid and experienced on AI than maybe a 35-year-old founder. So that's how you should really look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I like your point too about certainly staying up with the and being on top of the of your game with AI and then using it. I think you're right. There are so many examples of people making millions off of AI, and maybe that's the new way for marketers, up and coming marketers, to see themselves as not necessarily employees, but as entrepreneurs, to set themselves up with something that really makes sense. So, Samir, this is perfect. I really appreciate it. So, where can my viewers find out more information about you and your company?
Yeah, I mean, if you just search for Konnect Insights, it starts with K, not C. The reason being, when we were booking the domain, we did not get C. As simple as that. So it's connectinsights.com. And you can search me on LinkedIn with Samir Narkar. I'm not very active on Instagram, but on Twitter, you can find me at Samir Narkar as well.
Oh, fantastic. So it's connectinsights.com and connect with a K. So fantastic. And then certainly on LinkedIn, and definitely appreciate it. Well, thank you so much today. And for my audience, definitely stay tuned for many other videos in this series of the backstory on marketing and AI. And please visit marketingmachine.prorelevant.com and download some excerpts and some information on my upcoming book, The AI Marketing Machine. Samir, thank you so much. It's really been great to chat with you today.
Thanks, guys, so much again. Pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely.